So you all know, you're all excited for the topic today, invasions.
Totally.
And little did you guys know, actually, you guys learned a very nice invasion last week. If you guys remember last week's lecture. Let's see if you recall. Let's put the start of the game up here. Something, along these lines. Just remember, familiar? That's an invasion. What do we call this invasion?
I called it Sansan.
Yeah, Sansan. Very good. Or free if you want to speak English. Free invasion, very common, right? And last week we looked at a number of variations. What happens when the white player does this, right? When white wants us to keep the corner points, this is a great move to do it. We looked at a bunch of those variations. I don't really want to cover this whole thing again today, but I do want to play at least one or two of the main variations just as a refresher. So right, black has a 4-4 point. White invades. Where does black play?
100.
We'll pick a side.
The
I
bottom
like this side. Why do you like this side better, Jeff?
Side looks like that's going to be my area.
Yeah, this is looking more developable, right? Like you already have 2 extra stones here. We make a giant box should we need to, so I like that direction too. Where does white play? You guys remember last week, or was last week so long ago? Extend, like that? No? Alright.
Other opposite direction.
Very good. Black.
Honey.
Honey. White.
Matching honey.
Also honey. And then this is where things got tricky. Black had a couple choices here. Let's play the really most peaceful basic one. Extend. Good. White.
Extend.
Sure. Also extend. Black. Say it again.
I said honey.
Oh.
No good?
Very dangerous. White plays here. With this stone, you might be okay. But when I say okay, I mean not ideal.
Right.
I mean, white can easily pick a fight here. Basically, if you hane here, white's going to do this to you immediately. You play there. White has a couple of good choices here, actually. If there's any support over here, this is a good enough move. Don't threaten to capture. This is just looking really sad for black. Let's see what happened here.
Yes.
Okay, so Evan is greedy.
Yeah.
Evan, what do you think the proper move is here?
Further extension?
Yeah, one more extension. Good. Next move for white. Hane. This side. Black.
Counter honey.
Also hane. Lots of hane. We're just trying to peel around the borders, right? That's all we're trying to do. White. Next. And black really should play one more move.
15.
Tiger's mouth. Right? Joseki, what did white get in this invasion? Corner. Good, solid 8 points or so. What did black get?
Lots of influence.
Lots of influence. Who came out with Sente? White. Very important, right? The Sansan invasion usually ends with the invader coming out with Sente. If there's no other stones helping. If there are other stones helping, it's entirely different. But this 4-4 stone, invade 3-3. Usually the invader comes out with Sente. This is going to be a really important concept today. Because when we see a lot of other invasions, what we're going to see is often the invader should not, in general, not come away with Sente. If the invader comes away with Sente, it's a good invasion. Normally we don't expect it. So this is a good invasion, right? White is able to loot the corner, takes points, come out with the next move. We can play a reducing move. This is kind of scary to reduce already though. This is pretty formidable. Actually, white might just want to invade again. But tough to tell. Okay, we play a move like this. Try to reduce from back here. Play something like this. Try to make our own vulnerable thing. But in any event, 3-3 invasion. You guys all remember this? This is the most basic variation. You all have to know this one. Okay? Samantha, you got it?
Next week.
Next week, she'll have it. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's look at some other situations that you might have in your game. Let's pretend this one a little bit differently. Here's a game. Say black plays there. And I think I would like, let's have white play there, sort of ignore direction of play. What I mean by this is, you see this black formation down here? This is exerting a lot of influence in this direction, right? This is like a giant wall on one side of this bottom of the board. So white really should play something down here. But let's say white doesn't, because we all make mistakes. And then black starts to go out building this box. Right? So black starts to build this box here. We like building boxes, best type of territory. White realizes his mistake or her mistake. And goes, oh no, the bottom was so much the best place to play. I needed to play that. So white will make an extension. And black goes, well, that's nice. I'm just going to keep making points. This is a very good game for black. Maybe white, however, tries to make its own area. Still a game. Maybe there's something like this going on over here. And let's say, for whatever reason, white wants to invade this. Really, white should invade over here because these stones are on the fourth line, easier to invade. But first, I want to look at a situation like this. We're going to try to invade over here. So, I'm not saying invasion is the correct. This is a complete imaginary game. Invasion is not the correct strategy. But if we did want to invade, this is going to illustrate some good points for us in this type of formation. Because this formation happens a lot. So, what points should white think about playing white's first move? Like where's your eye just drawn to if you want to break up this, if you're worried about this becoming points? Evan?
3-13 or 13-3?
13-3 right in the middle? No.
No.
We're going to talk about why.
Okay.
Okay, so first, this move is a move that you guys can all find out. You're like, oh, there's two stones here. All right, we're going to play right in the middle. Last week we talked a little bit about 5 space extensions. Do you guys remember what was so special about 5 space extensions?
There's no room to make a base inside?
Say it again?
There's no room to make a base inside them?
Yeah, there's, I mean, how do we normally make a base and go?
2 space.
A 2-space extension. If I play right here in the middle, does white have space to make a 2-space extension? No, in fact, the black stones are already occupying both of those key points, right? So this is why we don't like this kind of move. Is this is a very, what we say, we call this an aimless move. This move doesn't have a lot of targets. If we're just throwing a stone in, we just feel like, we're just going, bombs away!
I'm good at that.
Yeah, just throwing it.
Exactly.
I thought there was a chance I might stick with the magnet. So this is a little bit aimless. So, the first thing today we're going to learn is don't play, if you can help it, right in the middle of a 5-space extension. Black can do a lot of mean, nasty things to this stone. Here's an example of one of them. The shoulder hit it. Even if you escape, that's still a big if. You're going to have some weird-looking, feeble group sort of crawling through all this black area where black will just push you around. Black will probably solidify the corner and probably get solidified or at least some sort of wall on the outside. So, and I'm not guaranteeing life for you by any stretch of the imagination. So this is a very, not only is it, just in the middle of a 5-space extension, we can see that this is a problem for white, right? If black does this, we try to push up. Black, this is the more solid way. This is also playable. This is the scarier way though, so we'll ignore that for now. Where do we go next as white if we try to play this out? It's not obvious, is it? We try to just blatantly push up. Black plays here. Black's here. Oh dear. What running out of space fast. You see how well black is starting to surround us and eat us? I'm sure that you've all been in this situation before. Hey girls. So what we want to try to find are moves that do multiple things, right? This move we saw, you can't make a base over here, at least not easily. You can't make a base easily over here. Basically, the only thing this move can really do is run out. If we're only playing a move, especially in terms of evasions that can only do one thing, our opponent is going to have a really easy game. Because that's just what our opponent is going to play us for, right? Our opponent is going to have control. We need to find moves that can do multiple things. So, what's another good idea?
Shoulder dip on the black.
This one?
Yeah.
Ooh, very nice idea. Now this isn't technically an invasion, right? What type of move would we call this? A reduction. Very good. So I actually agree that in this case, I wouldn't want to play an invasion. I agree that the reduction is probably the better, safer play. But we're not being reasonable. We're trying to invade. Also, while we're on the point of reducing, there's also a key reduction point here. When black has what we call this double wing. You see this is the double wing formation. It's like some Star Wars spaceship thing, right? It's flying all over the board. This is a key point.
Huh.
You guys ever seen this before? This is a really big point that black has a hard time kind of dealing with, because white can always get something. For instance, if black defends over here this way, prevents white from going any further. Something like this. What did we get?
A base.
Yeah, we actually made a base pretty easily, right? It's not the best base in the world, but this is a lot better than just throwing a stone in. We actually have something to work with. So, but we're not talking about reductions, we're talking about invasions. So how else would we invade this 5-space extension? Where can we find a move that can do 2 things? Go 2 different directions. Maybe even more than 2, actually. Probably more like 3.
Looks like black gained a stone in the last exchange.
Thanks. Thank you, Brian.
Maybe 1-space extension to the right of the left of Blackstone so that you're putting pressure on it as well.
Like this?
Yeah.
Perfect. This is beautiful invasion. Now again, I still think reduction is better in this case, right? Reduction. So we're thinking about the rest of the board. We're not just worried about this one area. But this is a great invasion point. Now the question is, why is it such a great invasion point? If we are going to invade. Brian.
Well, you really are attacking that black stone.
First of all, we're attacking something. That's great. Attacking and go is awesome. It's how you get free moves. Do you guys like getting to play free moves all over the board?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, sure, that's good. Now, in this case, the free moves we're going to get are all going to be just to help this, right? Because we're actually behind enemy lines here. So we're not going to get any free moves, really, at least expected early on, to get free moves to make territory, to make a wall. We're going to use these free moves to try to make this safe, but we will get something out of it. That's important. So we found a weakness, right? This is a weak stone. We're going to attack it. Any sort of free moves we get, we can use to help this new weak move, right? Good. What else?
You can still connect the stones.
Yeah, and this
So
is
we
the
get
key
trouble.
difference. You guys remember Evan's move? Evan said play here. Well, this weakens this stone too, right? This still attacks this stone. But the difference here is, with this stone here, if black runs away, plays a move like this, no worries. I might want to go over here and make some more mischief first, but I have this connection here. Have you guys seen this type of connection? On the 3rd line, again this only works in the 3rd line, do this in the 4th line, other strange things happen, it doesn't always work. But on the 3rd line, we have 3 spaces, our opponent plays a stone in the middle. We can, I'll say, pseudo-connect underneath. It's not a guaranteed connection. But watch what happens. How does black try to break this connection? When black did this, black break up this connection? No, that was failure. That didn't work at all. All right, let's try something else. What else can black try to break this up?
To come down to the second line on either side.
Sure. I will try that way first. So if black is attacking this stone, we have to cut and we want to fight, right? There are some times where if we have enough space to make a base over here, we would also play like this. Force black to connect and make a base. However, this is really dangerous. You guys have no idea how dangerous this is. Probably for that. How many eyes does white have?
One nice big
One big one. Right, if white takes this, where does black play? Samantha?
Oh, 12, 18?
Absolutely. Very nice. Right, let's pop out that eye. Still one eye. White's really sad. And not only is white just about to die here, look at black also got this wall that's going to be really useful for invading over here next too. So if this dies like this is a major disaster for white. So that, keep in mind, usually we don't play that way only if you have enough room to make a really clear, nice, easy base. Let's go back. That never happens. All right, we were here, right? Instead of trying to live over here, we're going to cut. What does black have to do?
Go on the other side.
Say it again, Megan.
Go on the other side of the second line.
Very good. Atari?
Mm-hmm.
What does white do?
Atari,
Like this?
I would have gone on.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah, like
not
that.
this. This is terrible. Why is this terrible?
Because it doesn't stop anything.
It doesn't stop anything. Black just plays this. And now white stone is dead, and white has two groups that are separated by this giant black wall.
Yeah.
Terrible. So we have to Atari this way.
And then you can
Black will almost always play here. Usually black doesn't take this because white moves Atari again, and this looks really bad. Starts a big ko, and white's a big favorite to win this ko without any other support. I don't think black can actually win it at all if there's no other black stones around. So we usually play here. White will come on top. Oh, there's a stone here. Sorry. And then black's move. And we can see that white is almost kind of connected through here, right? What? Not entirely, right? So what can black do?
cut off.
Hmm?
Cut between.
Yeah, cuts. We have two cuts. And if we cut here, there's a lot of aji left. I mean, this is looking like it's going to be black. There's a lot of good ways to use this stone left. For instance, if I play over here, what should black do?
Sorry, that one.
Sorry, this one? This way? There's a lot going on here, right? Because if this stone survives, you see these four black stones? They only have one eye. So if this stone can get a bunch of liberties, and white can find time to come down over here, these are going to die. Black's not entirely safe either. So if we respond to this move, well, I don't know how we want to respond to it, but we can try all sorts of different things. If we try to play really solidly, maybe something like this. Over here. Actually, still white might be okay. Black has to take, right? That's Atari. White comes over here. Black has a one-eyed group right here. It's just a ticking time bomb. Waiting to die. Black has to capture these two stones. How do we capture them? This is actually a good go problem.
Maybe start with like 11-5.
11-5 right here?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not going to capture anything.
Okay.
a good try. This is actually a really cool go problem. Black is okay, but this is super dangerous. Black plays this. No?
No, that was
Not on your radar?
none of my radar.
Not on your radar? This is a cool move.
Do it the first time.
Well, here, yes? Looks like we're gonna Atari black, right? Not over yet. Where does black have to go?
Second line.
Oh, there. If we play this, right, we try to surround this group, white plays here, who wins? I have 2 liberties, how many does black have?
Yeah.
1. So we can't play there, but if I play here, it actually gains black an extra liberty. I know it's really weird looking, but this is a really good shape to know. And white descends, we have to play this. This group actually has 3 liberties, believe it or not. Or 2 and a co, but that's another thing. We won't talk about that later. Because white could do something like this. But that's different. Let's ignore that variation for now. Black comes down. All right, next black move to make black a winner, make white resign.
That's white.
It's White's turn.
It's white's turn.
Oh, sorry, white's move. Yeah, all right, where does white gets to play move first. How about white play?
8-1?
Hmm?
8-1 or 1-8 or whatever? Or
Over
or
here?
maybe, yeah, maybe not. 13-3 maybe?
Black just won the game.
Yeah.
How did black win the game?
Got a ladder.
Ladder, right? There's this ladder here. You guys see this? Oh, you see what this move set up? Actually set up that ladder. Okay, this was hard. You see how hard this was?
That's actually really cool.
Might want to show people a little more where that ladder's going. Just
Sure.
Right into the black zone. Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's happening. Oh dear.
I think you're convincing that.
I convince you? It's gonna crawl. Run into that stone and die horribly and tragically. Okay. So in this example, I think you guys saw how dangerous it was, number 1. We can actually get it to work for white a little bit better. We didn't play quite optimally. But often it involves a few more preparatory moves. So, and also, you guys saw in that particular variation, if white has an extra stone over here first, and has the ladder working, I think it's really hard to work, right? So keep that in mind too. Well, let's go back. Oh, white's stone here. So here's the first lesson, okay? On the 3rd line, if we have a stone next to a black stone, they're just sitting idly. First of all, this point on the opposite side of your opponent's stone is really useful. Really useful. We can do lots of crazy and great, wonderful things at this point. Because we can do is we're attacking the stone, we're threatening to link back under up, and hopefully in this extension there's still room over here to make some sort of a base. So this is a really nice invasion build. Here's another idea. This is for advanced Go players only, but I'm going to encourage you to try it. You know, covering your eyes.
See, no,
Have you guys ever heard of a type of move called a probe? You guys ever heard that before? Have you ever understood like why you would probe something ever?
Make it react.
See what the other person does.
See what the other person does. So you have some sort of plan, you know what you want to see what's important to your opponent. There's a really classic probe over here.
Yeah, you did that to me.
See you know this one, Jeff.
I don't remember it. I just remember I went, huh?
It's a really classic probe.
I'm not sure we had a stone on the 3-4. I think it was.
No, I think I was somewhere over there.
You need a stone there for it to be a probe, otherwise it's just an invasion. This is what makes it a probe. Usually when we play these sorts of attachments, we're asking our opponent, okay, what do you really want? What's important? And this move is no different. Black actually has a number of responses. Here are some of the most common. We could play this. And just say, no, you down, stay down. I want you to go anywhere too quickly. With this type of move, we're actually leaving the corner open for white. White should probably not play this immediately. If whenever white wants, white can do this. Follow this sequence. This is alive. And this position will be. I'll show it to you. If black blocks this way, white comes down. Black blocks this way. Two eyes. Yes? There are some other harder variations too, but they're pretty rare. And usually black needs a little bit extra support. So basically, if black takes the outside, white can take the corner whenever you want. This was something you couldn't necessarily have gotten right now. If you try to take the corner right now, this is probably not going to go well for you. Like, really not well for you. But if we ask black first, we say, what do you really care about? And if black says, well, I don't want you to come over here. I want that to be mine, or I want the outside. Play a move like this. You go, okay. Okay. Play somewhere else. Okay, and now black has to worry about this, right? Because black doesn't want his corner taken later on. He's always wondering when is the right moment to come back and squash the stone, because the stone can come back to life at any moment. So here's another possibility. What if black says, you know what, I really like my corner. I want to make everything sure it's solid, steady, no weaknesses. Well, this is going to be magical. Because now, look what happens when we play here. If black, that helps this stone somehow. If these moves like this move, or pick one for now. What do we just make?
Face.
Hey, that was easy. That was like super easy. This shouldn't be legal. That kind of black still has ways to attack this. This isn't entirely settled, right? But this is looking so much healthier, right? Already, right? Because it's like, pretend we played here and black jumped, and then we played here, and then black decided to play here. Black wouldn't play this now, right? Black wants to kill you. Black would play something much meaner. So, then we can crawl underneath. That's a great result for white. So this is a good example of how we can use a probe, right? We can say, okay, you don't want black to get any points down here, but you're not sure, you don't really care which ones you get, right? You don't just want black to get everything. So why don't you ask black, saying, hey, what do you want? We'll discuss it. If you guys ever play, a professional Go player or a really strong, dominal player, and if they're chatty during the game, there might be a comment about, you might say to them, especially if it's a teaching game, all right, I'm going to get this, and you'll get that, and then I'll get this, and then you'll get that, and so on. And usually the stronger player will say, well, we'll discuss it. Right, this is that type of moment. Okay, we'll discuss it. Okay, we're going to discuss what you're going to get. There's other examples of this attachment probe. We're going to see a couple of them today. Okay, I'm just showing you this one right now. So, there's some other variations here, but I don't want you to worry about them. You'll find them quite naturally. Perhaps one of the most exciting is this one. Ready for this move? There. Yeah. We can talk about it later if you want, but this is a Joseki. But it can lead to some pretty hard variations. Big fight right away. Black's just drawing you in. Black's taking your probe and saying, it's like you're trying to poke black just a little bit. He's taking the tip of your finger and just yanking you all the way into his territory. So, but you guys will figure that out on your own if you try this in your game. Okay, but you guys understand the basic idea, right? We're gonna look at this whole area. We're gonna say, all right, black, what do you want? If black wants the outside, we can even come back over here and just play a reduction move like this, or like this. Right? Now we know this is what black wanted. So now playing this is, whoa, of course you're going to play that, right? Now black's just really sad because black might not get the corner and black might not get this. You're just making black very, very just angry at you right now. Okay? You guys understand the importance of this point here? And a general introduction to probes. Very good. Let's look at a different area on the board. Right now, this isn't necessarily the biggest point on the board, somewhere over here. You probably want to play some sort of reduction. But for our purposes, let's say you think this is the most important, and you want to invade up here. What sort of invasion points should you be thinking about? What sort of places should catch your eye as a good place to start making mischief? Ryan, you have an idea?
Well, if you're invading, I've been told by at least 2 pros now, you should think about the 3rd line, not the 4th line.
That's right. You see how these stones are on the 4th line? That means at least on this part of the board, there's a lot of space in the 3rd line. Right? And again, remember how down here I said, reduction is probably the better strategy right now, not to invade? Well, that's because black has 2 stones in the 3rd line, so that means we can reduce on the 4th line. So basically, if the 3rd and 4th line have this very yin and yang kind of relationship, and where our opponent's going to be on the 4th line, we're going to probably look for a 3rd line move. And when our opponent's in the 3rd line, we're going to look for a 4th line move. Something like that, right? So over here, let's look for 3rd line moves. What are some possibilities? Sure. You got one?
Yeah, the knight's move approach. So that'd be like
So the normal corner
yeah,
approach?
Yeah.
Sure. There's something I really don't like about this move.
Squish.
Say it.
Is it squished?
It's going to get squished quite right. Now, it looks like any invasion we play is going to get squished. But the thing about this one is that everyone knows how to squish this thing.
Not everyone.
Everyone and their mother.
Not everyone.
Not everyone?
No.
So if it's specific.
The last 2 weeks, we've been looking at a lot of 4-4 Joseki, right? And I think 2 weeks ago we mentioned, when we were looking at these approach moves, we talked about this move, we talked about this move, we talked about this move, and all these great moves. I think I mentioned almost never this one except in one circumstance.
You have a stone around there, yeah.
Yes. It makes all the difference in the world. This is really the only time we play this move is when we have something over here as black. And it's even more awesome when we already have a stone over here too. Because now we're going to have a very safe corner, and we're just going to be attacked. This is just going to be fun. There's no non-fun thing about it. This is fun. So white comes in here, and we do this. And we say, white is aiming at the corner with this move, right? White's saying, hey, can I come in your corner? It's going to be awesome in there. We can have fun. At the same time, white's hoping, hey, we can run this way and run out maybe. But right away, any sort of inclination of white having fun in your corner, at least is temporarily suspended. Later on, white can still do moves like this, but right now, if white plays this, black's going to go, oh, okay. White's going to struggle to live over here. And guess what black is going to get? Lots of stuff on the outside. Even if white wins. And that's it. So, we're under attack. This is a problem. What should we do? There's a move here that most players will play pretty automatically. Many of you guys have actually probably already seen it in the games.
Extend.
Extend. And this is important because this, first of all, this stone is getting a little, we're attaching to it, right? That's severe. We want to extend and make that stone stronger, number one. Number two, there's the possibility with this extension that we can either A, start to make some sort of eye space with a move like this, or perhaps even attack this stone and maybe use this as some sort of wall. Now, it's still really weak and we don't have that option available to us right now, but there is some, we want our stones to be a little bit stronger here, and they're still somewhat flexible. We can also play moves like this and try to crawl around underneath and make some eyes down here. Okay, but this is actually going to help our stone a lot. And it also really open up the possibilities for moves like this. It also makes this move available to us, which is also really cool. I've never seen this move before. This is a really good combination. Black has to decide, well, if I defend here, right, white is aiming at this cut now, right? This is the cut. So if black defends, white sneaks around this way. Nice, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, if we just capture the cutting stone, we do the same thing. And this is a ladder too, so this, or it's actually a net, but there's a lot of Aji that's going to happen around here. But still, this cut makes it really severe, right, about this whole ladder net situation. So this is a good combination. That's why we like this move. Okay, there's still a lot of Aji in the corner here, but just by making this stone just a little bit stronger. And furthermore, if black were to get another move, this basically ruins it all. This is looking very much like a black corner. This stone is nearly dead. It can't run out anymore. It only has to run this way, but black already has a stone over here. So we really don't want to allow black to trap us against the side. It's too many points. Too efficiently. Okay? So if we play here, everyone, knows this move, right? You already have a pincer stone, you already have an extension stone. Only one thing left to do. Just attack it directly. Easy. Happens in handicap games all the time. And then white will have to fight and do something else later on. But this is still good for black, right? Because black right now is currently being the corner. White has no eyes, no base extension, because if we do, well, now we're attaching to a black stone. We don't like attaching to our opponent's stones. Why?
Strengthens them.
Yeah, it strengthens them, right? It's 3 liberties to 3 liberties. Our opponent gets the next move. It's our opponent's advantage. We can just play this, and even if we play really calmly, white is not guaranteed 2 eyes yet, and black's territory over here is looking really nice and solid. I mean, this is just a really basic variation, but good enough for black. So, I'm going to advise you guys not to come here when we want to invade this side. There's 2 other, this is what you guys would normally play. Just come approach the corner. There's 2 other, I'll say pretty good invasion points on this side of the board that I want to teach you guys today. Ideas? Brian, you have an idea?
I think the one I tried on Jeff.
You try one on Jeff too? Jeff, you're just getting beat up today, man.
No, this is the one he was recollecting before.
Okay.
It was 1804.
This one?
Yeah.
How this one?
I'd consider that too.
This one is,
That's
I
the
think
one-
this
yeah.
one's playable.
Yeah.
I think this one's a little bit more manual.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is a cool move. I don't think I've ever seen anyone better than 3 or 4K ever play this move. So, you guys on this move, you're all of a sudden 4K.
Yes. That was easy.
Good deal? So this is one of them. Let's find the other, we can explore both of them. I want to find the other one, we can compare them both though.
The 817 is what I was thinking.
817 or 18?
7.
Oh, 17/8.
Reminds me about that center.
That's what 7/8. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I like too. So why do we look at this one? Why is this one acceptable? Why should your eye be drawn to this spot?
I feel like I have a lot of options to run around and do different things.
You do, you really do. You have a lot of options. Because, black wants to do something over here. If black says, hey, this is my side of the board, just blocks. Now you ask the question, remember that move Brian wanted to play or Brian played in your game? Ah. Now this is something. And black is just going to be in a huff, just wants to break you up. But if black just tries to break you up, you'll easily disconnect, or maybe get a little bit stronger here and then just jump in the corner and live. Take away all the corner points. So this is really hard to deal with, right? This move. If we decide we want the corner, well, now we have good options. We can actually just start a running fight and start putting pressure on this stone. If we want to try to make eyes down here, this attachment is also very powerful, especially if we're willing to fight a co-fight. Jeff? Jeff was talking before today's class. He just wanted more co-fights. Where would you play here? It's black.
This on it.
It's Tane, right? What if I do this?
Extend down.
Extend down this way.
Yeah. And save.
Okay. Let's say white isn't scared of a co-fight, just for our purposes of argument. How does black start a co here?
18, 10.
Right there. And white should not connect here. White should play this co. Because this co is awesome. If white wins this co, this stone's still weak. These two stones, they have 4 liberties and they're mostly connected, but they're not going to get white or get black a whole lot. And if there's a really strong white group here, this big center area is going to be really hard for black to defend. So this is a very big co. Right? Co. Samantha, you learned about co? Yes? Awesome. Co. Great. And if white wins this co, look at how strong this group is. Double Ponuki.
Sweet.
Super strong. Black just goes. Oh. Because black wants to come over here and defend this, right? And now that we're strong over here, we can go start playing annoying moves like this. Just peep at cutting here. And black does something like this. And then we have this reduction point over here, which looks really nice. And black's going, maybe that. And it moves like this. And usually black will go over here, let's for our purposes say we have something else over here and black needs to submit. Oh, this is just going swimmingly. This is just great. Actually, let me just play that one. Just coming underneath. Alright, if black wants to break this up, they come out. Black can't separate. Oh, this is just fun. Oh, it's so much fun sometimes. It's like we just have to save this stone, but save this stone. Like what? It's just a mess. That was fun, right? That's how you play it all the fun way.
You're white.
If you don't have to worry about this group, you can just start throwing, lobbing those bombs in. Just go for it. This is a really big concept for Go. If you get over this, if you understand this idea of, if your group is strong, you can do whatever you feel like. And when your group is weak, don't do whatever you feel like. You can understand, that emotional duality, right? Your game will get much stronger right away. Okay, because you will take advantage of situations that are made available to you, right? When you're strong, you just lob stuff in. And if you're weak, don't lob stuff in. It'll all die. Okay, the reason why this works is because this is strong and black has to worry about this weakness and doesn't have any sort of counterattack on this group. Okay? This would be a great invasion, right? If white wins this co, if white doesn't have co-threats. This would be a great invasion. If there isn't enough co-threats, let's go back. Or white really is just a big old chicken and doesn't want to fight a co. Alright, black takes the corner. Play this, you guys remember this? Comes underneath. Another move black might want to consider is this one, especially if we're looking to build this, where we might let white crawl to make sure we don't have that weakness problem we just had in that previous variation. This is also very common. If we play this again, if we're a big old chicken, we don't want to play this move, that's the move. This is the best move. I mean, even if it's co you can't win, you're going to get so much out of this because it's so huge. We can play moves like this too. It's a little bit inferior. We're not going to be able to play this big and it's scrambly and not have all those black weaknesses left. But this is pretty nice too. If black wants to keep this, maybe play something like this. No problem, then we can come back and play this. So black should probably play this first. But that's okay, we got this crawling move. Black's greedy, we can play this. That leaves a lot of Aji though, for endgame especially. So black might play that. Tough to tell. Probably in 10Q games, you'll see 10Qs play this. In 5Q games, you'll see them play this. And down level games, they'll probably go back to playing this. Because it's all about how much you understand about weakness, right? I mean, if you don't understand it at all, you do this. If you understand a little bit, you go like this. And if you understand it way too much, you want to do this. Right? So pick one. And then over here, we can still make, make two eyes or come out, do something else. We have enough space to basically not die. Right? But notice black's much stronger in this variation. Okay, if we don't want to fight that card. So, that was a variation. What are other ways we could attack this white stone, this invasion, this knight's move on a fourth line stone here? We kind of looked at this one, right? White can just sort of jump over into the corner and ask about the corner. We looked at this one, black just defends the corner.
Shoulder hit.
Say it again?
Shoulder hit.
In this direction. Oh, very severe. This is actually a really great example of another move you might see in like 10Q games or professional level games, but nowhere in between. It's true. When a professional plays this, the professional is saying, okay, this is what's really important. This having a wall here is so important that this is the way we need to play. Right? And the professional will only be, the person strong enough to realize that and know how to play this. 10Qs just play it because they're like, I want to kill you. Right? And then anywhere in between, it's kind of like, well, I don't know what I'm going to get if I play that. Right? It's very ambiguous. White still has 4 liberties. White can still run in pretty much 4 directions. It's very ambiguous. I mean, it looks severe, but these are a lot of weaknesses, right? There's cuts, there's crawls.
What if you just sit on it? What if you just attach and sit on it on the outside? Yeah.
This is the move I want to try. This one I think is more interesting. This is usually a bad move though for black. Why do we consider this to be a bad move usually? What's bad about this?
White could probably live in it.
Well, there's that, but there's a concept we've been teaching.
Like, you already have 3 liberties and it's their turn.
Yeah, 3 liberties, 3 liberties. White's turn, right? Don't attach to weak stone. That's the reason, right? So we're attaching to a weak stone. So, white actually has some really cool options here. And this when we play this variation, ladders matter a lot. Like this is, if you wanted to start ladders, go this way. If you want to co, you want to play something over here. That'll be co, right? So ladders matter, or they can matter. You can still play variations this way that don't erupt into ladders, but they'll be really helpful. How about that? Now if we said don't attach to a weak stone, how about you attach in between 2 weak stones? It's got to be bad, right? Yes, I mean, it's got to be bad, right? But there's a big but here. What is it about this move that makes it really interesting for white? Makes it plausible that this might be something?
It's so close to the edge that you got.
Yeah, maybe the edge can actually help us. Edge can also hurt us. We don't know yet. We don't know if this edge is our friend or our enemy yet. We're splitting 2 black stones, right? We're keeping them split. That's important. We're creating a weakness. Right now, it doesn't look like there's a real weakness here, right? Because it looks like we're being the one attacked. But we're going to be insistent on the fact that there's a weakness here. So how does black want to fix the weakness?